My name is Nathan Van Adder. I'm one of the co-founders of Props Craft Brewery. We have locations in Freeport and Fort Walton Beach.
Hi, I'm Michael Key, co-founder of Props Craft Brewery. My time in the military, I started out in pilot training at Eden, Oklahoma, Vance Air Force Base, and then down to Dyess Air Force Base in Abilene, Texas. That's where I met my business partner, Nathan Van Adder, and flew C-130s.
So I enlisted in the military, in the Air Force, in 1993 when I was 18 years old. And I applied to pilot training 5 times. On the 5th time that I applied, I got accepted and started pilot training when I was about 30 years old. And then I was stationed in Abilene, Texas for my first duty station, where I met Mike and flew the C-130 there. And then we kind of followed each other from there to Herbert Field in the 6th Special Operations Squadron, where I retired in 2016. My uncle was a businessman. That's all he did. And he owned a video store, a bank, a hardware store, maybe 10 or 12 small businesses. And he had season tickets to the Spurs games. And he would take me every once in a while. And I always kind of aspired to be that guy who owned all those little businesses and was able to provide something like that for people in my family. Now, had I known how much work it was, I would have thought better, but it was my uncle who kind of inspired me to get into business.
Me, who inspired me to get into business, would be my father and my mother as well. My father owned an engineering firm, civil engineering firm out in Pennsylvania, so he was the president and owner of that for many years. Watching his hard work and the joy he got out of every day, interacting with the customers, being able to have a personal touch, it inspired me to start our own business. And when Nate and I came here to Herbert Field, we started kicking it around and we saw an excellent opportunity to start a brewery in downtown Fort Walton Beach, and we took that opportunity. So we founded Props Craft Brewery in 2011, December 16th roughly, and then we started into distribution with Lewis Beer Company. Around 2013, we started doing limited kegs and cans. We started out with a 16-ounce Blonde Bomber can that we put into the market, and then we slowly expanded. In 2016, built our own brewery and Lovejoy on the northwestern side of Fort Walton Beach. So we opened up a large 30-barrel brew house and tap room where we serve all of our beer at the front of that tap room, and we started distribution. We started in the Panhandle of Florida with the Lewis Beer Company, and then we went statewide in Alabama with all the bud houses in Alabama. We do most of our distribution currently in the Panhandle from Panama City out to Apalachicola, and then up into Mobile and Montgomery areas of Alabama currently. So in 2017 we started that. We started licensing with the Blue Wahoos, where we did a can for them for a while. After that we moved into AJ's, so we sell and can most of AJ's beer that you see out there in the market. Their Sunset Red and their lager that we do for that. And we started up our other bigger venture out in Freeport, Florida, where we built another large, sits on about 1 to 2 acres, and it's our brew pub there, and has 5 food trucks.
As a small business person, you're essentially going to do everything. You're going to be the janitor, you're going to be the guy who mops the floors at night sometime, you're going to be the boss, you're going to get to do cool videos, but you're going to end up doing everything that needs to be done. Right now, essentially I manage the Freeport location, and Mike runs the distribution and make sure that all of our beer is made, distributed, and gets to the brew pubs, and kind of gives us some lanes to work in, but we can both do the entire job. We both know how to do everything, and we both do. Just this morning we were on a canning line, and that doesn't always happen, but it does. But the most important thing that I do is quality control. All right, so in this facility we make over 20 beers that we keep on tap in our Freeport location, and 18 of them on tap here. So of those 20 beers, we have our flagship, which is our blonde, our Flying Coffin IPA, our Dos Pilotos, our red, and our brown. We also do very specialized beers. We do a mead, we have a bourbon barrel aging process that we put different beers in. We do a double and triple IPAs. We do sours.
What did I learn in the military that helped us persevere in our civilian world, in the business, Props Craft Brewery? The biggest answer is perseverance. What we found is that no matter what, when you hit a challenge, an obstacle, you have to get through it. You have to find a way over, under, around it. But every day, you're going to run into something. Leadership, being able to interact with our employees, how do we figure out how to take care of them, and that camaraderie that we had in the military as well, taking care of each other. It's one thing that we bring to our employees as well, always looking out for them. If they get sick, in trouble, hurt, that we're always there to help them with that.
So the biggest thing that I would say that I know now that I did not know when we started this small business was how businesses are organized. What you want to do with your business. Do you want to be an LLC, an S Corp? How are you going to be taxed? Bookkeeping and accounting. Those are all things that I really thought just happened. But as we got into this more and more, I realized that it's very important how you're organized. It's very important how your organizational structure is set up. It's very important that we have a CPA. Also that we have a great bookkeeper, that we keep our books up to date. And that was a growing process from becoming a small business in 2011 to actually a business that has 4 or 5 locations that has grown to become a professional organization. And had I known that, I could have saved a ton of time and a ton of money. So when we first started out, the most important thing that we did is we found a mentor and someone that would teach us about the business world. And that mentor has since passed away. We've had 3 or 4 of them, but a guy named Dominic Comenza that owned Comenza's Pizza here in Fort Walton Beach for years and years. He helped us out. He helped us start our very first place. He taught us about business, about an entity, and he got us involved in the community and showed us different avenues that would really be beneficial to us. And a few of those were Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber of Commerce provided networking opportunities, and we were able to find 2 other mentors through the Chamber of Commerce. The EDC was very helpful. They helped us get some grant money, some tax abatement money when we were first starting out. As a matter of fact, every time before we do a new project, I will call up the EDC and say, hey, I'm considering doing this. Is there anything out there that could benefit us in our business? And they have been helpful to this day. As during COVID, the SBDC, what is it? Is it SBDC? They're a small business branch of the Florida government, and they were able to give us a bridge loan, which was extremely important to us, just to have that capital sitting there. We never used it. We were able to get that money right back, but being able to provide things like that, those specific things in the community were very helpful. Now, as a veteran, we had some real advantages, and the veteran opportunities were a Patriot Express loan. Was when we first started, that's what we got. We used a VA SBA loan called Patriot Express. We borrowed some money to start our first restaurant. We used a VA SBA loan to buy the building we're sitting in now. And we have been just had opportunities using our veteran benefits through the SBA when different programs would come up that we wouldn't have had without being veterans. So that was very helpful. I think the most important thing for me would be to find a mentor. Find somebody that has walked the path that you are going to walk, and I continually do that. When we get to the next stage of business, I talk to a bigger businessman than me.
The benefits of having a business partner is someone to hold you accountable.
If I would have done this venture by myself, I could not have done half, because with 2 people working together, you have twice the capital, twice the energy, twice the amount of coverage, and it's given us the opportunity to go way bigger than a small restaurant.